Hello, welcome back. My name is Michaela and I am a 5th grade teacher in Wisconsin and I've been gone for a while. I think the last time you saw me I was finishing up my classroom setup videos and I was extremely disappointed and angry because the video that I was working on to complete that series just got corrupted and I still have all the footage, but the almost finished product that I'd been working on just won't open, so I just let it go and I have not had the time or energy to make any other videos, so I'm here now. Hello. The reason that I haven't been on here is actually kind of what's inspiring me for this video, because we all know that teachers have a lot of work to do and most of the time we don't have enough time during the school day to do that work. I try not to just complain about it, but I do think it's an issue in education that teachers do not get paid for the time that they do need to put in to do their job well. And when I've expressed that online, there are many other teachers who chime in and say that you need to just work your contract hours. You just need to work your contract hours. Do not work outside your contract hours. And I just genuinely don't understand how to do that. I feel like every time someone says that, they don't actually tell you how to go about doing that. So this week, I'm going to challenge myself to only work during my contract hours to see how much I get done, how I feel, what my life is like doing that. And then ultimately see if it's even actually possible for me to do my job and do it well, only working my contract hours. The main things that cause me to work outside my contract hours are literally the basics, like being ready for the next day. So I have to have all of my lesson plans for the entire week submitted on Monday morning before the school day. And they have to be in a certain format. And then I use Google Slides to go through my whole day. And that's where I put what I actually use to teach my lessons. I would say those are the top 2 time-consuming jobs that I have to do. After that is probably grading, printing, any additional task that I might have to do. Because of how busy my year has been and I've had a lot more work at this school than I did at my old one, a lot of the little tasks or the fun tasks that I would normally be doing just have gone to the wayside and I just never get them done, which is kind of a bummer. The other piece of information that is applicable to my challenge is that I have roughly 2 breaks during the day each day where I can do work. I either have a 30-minute recess time or a 30-minute lunch time to do work. They just kind of flip-flop depending on which duty I have that day. And then I have my 40-minute prep time every day where my kids go to specials. 2 to 3 of those 40-minute prep periods are taken up by meetings most of the time, and some of my lunch periods are also taken up by meetings. If I came to school right when contract hours start at 7:30, kids come at 7:45, so I guess that's 15 minutes there. And then if I worked right after school when kids left at 2:45, I would have until 3:15 when my contract hours are up. If you're a teacher, you know that those minutes definitely go down because you are dealing with taking kids out at the end of the day, and if one of them is left and you have to take them to the office, or if you have to talk with a kid before they go to lunch or specials because something came up, there's always little things here and there that take away from those minutes, but in general, that's what I have to work with. What life has been like for me so far this year has been usually several hours on Sundays are taken up making my lesson plans for the week, and then I spend an hour or 2 every night after school, depending on how prepared I got on Sunday, getting things ready for the rest of the week and grading. I'm not proud of it. I used to pride myself on being super organized and efficient, and I worked a lot and really hard to get things ready the past 2 years to set me up for my future self, but for some reason those things always seem to change and it never really makes a difference. So it kind of sucks that I'm in my 3rd full year of teaching and I'm still struggling to work when I'm paid, but that's why I'm here. I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm still holding out hope that one day I will be able to do this and it not be like a let's do this as a challenge and more like a oh yeah, that's my life. So to start this all off, today is Monday. It is the last day of winter break. We go back to school tomorrow, so we have a 4-day week this week. Because I did not prepare anything for this week and I didn't know I was going to do this challenge, I am here today to get everything ready for this upcoming week, and then my challenge for this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is going to be for preparing for next week, because that's where I would ultimately like to be. So I'm gonna do what I can today to be ready for tomorrow, and then I'm gonna document my week, working just my contract hours, see what I get done. I will say, if I don't get things done for next week by Friday, then obviously I'm going to do it during the weekend, because I actually need to do my job. Like, that is just a given. But the rules are I will come in at 7:30 every day and I will leave by 3:15. And if things don't get done, then they don't get done, I guess. I will say that if something comes up that is obviously required and I have to have it done and I just don't have the time, I will give myself the grace to actually do it, because again, it's my job and I need to do it. But I will definitely do my absolute best to stay within those hours. So this video is gonna start with me just doing my tasks today. So if you're not interested in that, you can skip on over to the challenge if you'd like and see how I do. But wish me luck. So it is 11:30. I have until 5 p.m. I would much like to not be here until 5 p.m., but technically I have 5.5 hours to get the things done that I need to get done. And I will say I have things on this list that I want to do. Okay, I know they are not necessary, but they are things that have been on my list forever, and I was really hoping over winter break that I could get some of those things done. So don't yell at me, please, okay? I'm doing my best. Obviously, top of my list is my lesson plans. I need to get my lesson plans done for the week. Luckily, it's a 4-day week, so it shouldn't take as long, but still, I gotta do those. So the seating chart is something I've been meaning to change for a while. It's something I definitely wanna do because what I have right now is not working out. At the beginning of the year, they just had a row around this carpet, and then there was one in the back, which I could go back to, that would be fine. But what I'm thinking is I'm gonna take this carpet and I'm actually gonna move it like this, so it's long in front of the front of the room. The kids will be in groups of 2 around that carpet on both sides. I'm thinking I can fit 1 row behind the carpet, and we'll see how much space I have. I have 19 kids, so I'm hoping that will work out, but we will see. I need to switch my number corner to January. It's still in December mode right now. I need to pick turn and talk partners. This is what I'm talking about. I have tiny tasks that are literally the most mundane, should take a minute or 2 to do, that I just have not done. It is January. I finally, a couple weeks before break, made carpet seating charts for when they come down to the carpet, which again, mundane task, but I did not assign who they should talk to when I tell them to turn and talk, and so half of them don't turn and talk, and so I'm gonna do that to hopefully remedy that problem. Vacuum? Question mark, because I have no idea where the vacuum is, but if I find one, then I might vacuum some of my carpets. Clean desks, maybe. See, this is something I don't need to do, okay? But we had a snow day the last day before break, which was obviously supposed to be our party and have treats and stuff, and we didn't get to do that. So I didn't buy them any treats. And so I thought, since I'm moving their desks around anyway, maybe I could clean their desk for them and it be their gift before winter break. I don't know. I need to make thank you cards for the gifts that I got. Slides should really be a lot higher because that goes along with my lesson plans. These are the slides that I use throughout the day, and then obviously printing anything I'm going to need for the week. Those should also be higher. Undecorate. I don't know if you can tell, but I still have Halloween stuff everywhere, so I would like to take that down. I got these sticker things to go underneath the corners of my rugs because there is especially one corner that people trip on, and I have some on my other rugs. That would be helpful. I need to place those. I need to make groups for my word work, and then I have things I need to grade. So that's my to-do list for today. Again, I have 5.5 hours, so we will see how it goes. Okay, it is 12:39. I just finished my lesson plans. So this is a 4-day week, but you can see why this takes me a long time. I could go right into making my slides for the week, but I kind of don't want to be staring at my computer anymore, so I might start working on the seating chart. I am going to start by moving this carpet and starting to just kind of push the desks to the side and see if that looks okay. And then I'm going to go into my spreadsheet that I have. A while ago, I asked the kids to write down like 3 names of kids that they work really well with, and then I let them put like a couple names of people that they just like absolutely cannot work with. And so I have that information, and I'm gonna start looking at that to make my pairings of where they're gonna go. Okay, here's what it looks like. It's kind of bothering me that it is not centered. I don't know if I need to like pull it back, but then I lose out space back here. So I'm gonna start moving around desks and see if that does anything. All right, here is where I left off. My issue comes, I always feel like I'm not giving them enough room to sit, but technically that will fit there. And I always think like, oh, they should get all the room in the world, but really they don't really need that much room. What are they gonna do, like sprawl out? So this is what it looks like. It feels a little weird because it's new, but overall I'm happy with it. We will see how it goes, and I can always move it if I need to. It is 1:20 and I've completed 2 things on my list. So let's get going on Number Corner. That didn't take too long. It is a 1:38. All right, I think I'm gonna undecorate, put the rug things on, and maybe start putting things together to print. Okay, I have just been like typing up a storm for the past, I don't even know, several hours. It is 4:14, so I'm going to mark off what I've done, and we'll see what I can get done in the next like 45 minutes. Okay, so I could not find a vacuum, so that is a no. I got like everything printed for the whole week except I haven't done my slides yet, so I haven't printed that. I got my little packets ready for the book we are reading called Front Desk, and that is all I've done for the past like 2 hours. I am going to put all this stuff away. Then I am going to put these little things on their desks for tomorrow morning. I'm going to just clean this area in general because this is my desk and it's terrible right now. And we will see how long that takes. That might take me up to 5 o'clock. My slides I'll probably have to do at home. That was something I could do at home, so I just saved it for last. Overall, I think I got a lot done for being here for 7 hours, however long I was here. I feel pretty prepared for the week, and I think I am well prepared for only being able to work contract hours this week, so we'll see how it goes. So I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Good morning, it is Tuesday. I got here, it is 7:28, basically when I'm supposed to be here. I'm gonna turn on my stuff, I'm gonna pull out my stuff from my backpack, and that might be all the time I have before kids get here. We will see. I'm just gonna get myself situated, and then I will update you later on how today is going. Okay, so it is lunchtime. I've been trying to use all of my time wisely. My kids are surprisingly well behaved today, despite it being the first day back from break. My focus for this challenge is to really focus on this week first, so my slides and stuff, making sure all of that is ready to go, and then I'm gonna start working on next week's plans. So I was starting to work on tomorrow's slides, and I got halfway through them, and then we'll see what else I can get done during this lunchtime. Maybe I can get into Thursday's plans. I was running late this morning. I wanted to stop and get something to eat for lunch, and also breakfast, because I had neither of those things at home and I didn't have time. So all I had on my desk, I don't really have a desk, but I just had like Scooby snacks, and I'm just like sick of eating them, but that's like all I have. And I haven't figured out how to get the school lunch yet, but I would have loved to get that. I just don't really want to spend the time figuring that out right now. All right, I'm going to eat some stuff, and then I'm gonna work on these slides, and then my lunch will probably be over by that time. So bye. All right, it is 3:19, 4 minutes after I'm supposed to leave for the day, and I left at 3:15 when I was supposed to. I just talked to someone in the hallway before I left the actual building, but oh my gosh, you guys, I did it. I used every second of every break, even my lunch break. So I guess that's technically not contract hours because that's my lunch, but I definitely don't think I will be able to get everything done if I don't use that break. Today is a Tuesday, which I normally have a meeting during my prep time, but since it was the first day back from break, my principal was like, just take your time, have the gift of time, and get some work done. In the last like 15 minutes after school that I had to work, I was like prioritizing. I was like, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need to do? I was like, I definitely need to print the things that I had queued up during the day. I went up to the printer and there was someone up there doing a bunch, and I was like, it doesn't make sense for me to go back downstairs. So I learned for maybe tomorrow, if I have to go do printing, either do it earlier in the day or like bring my computer with me or something so I can do work up there. At the very end of the day too, when I had like 4 minutes left in my work time, I found myself like thinking of something that I needed to do for tomorrow, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do that in the morning. But I totally spaced and I couldn't remember it for the life of me because I was getting something else done. And I actually just remembered it right now. I was gonna say that I just will have to deal with the fact that I don't remember, but I literally just remembered. Oh my gosh, this is great. So in the morning I will need to pull out my math for the day because I already printed everything. I just need to pull it out and make sure it's ready to go. It's actually kind of nice because our reading lesson we were gonna do today, we ended up like reviewing expectations because we're back from break. So I was able to just use what I prepared today. I'm just gonna use it tomorrow. I haven't yet worked on anything for next week, so we'll see if tomorrow I have more time for that. It's possible that Friday could be a day that I get that done because I'm not working on things for the immediate next day, but I don't know if I'll be able to get a week's worth of lesson plans and slides done for next week in like a 40-minute prep time, but we will see. Overall, I feel really good and accomplished because I made it, but we will see as the week goes on if I start feeling overwhelmed. The thing about working outside my contract hours is I sometimes feel more stressed out and overwhelmed when I'm not prepared and I don't have time to like settle into my day and like get everything done. But maybe if I do this long enough, I'll start to feel less overwhelmed if I'm not like 100% prepared all the time. I think I mentioned this earlier, but my kids were like insanely behaved this morning. It was like crazy. It was almost like, are you just sleepy from having to come to school after being on break? It was really nice and I was really proud of them. And then later in the day, they started getting a little bit chatty, but I am really liking my new seating chart. I think we reviewed some expectations pretty well. In the morning, I had them split into groups, and then they each took one of our procedures or expectations and made a poster about it and presented. So now those are hanging up in our room, and they remembered pretty much everything. So yeah, it was a really good day, and now I'm probably gonna go eat Chipotle because that sounds really good. I will see you tomorrow. Okay, it is Wednesday. It is after school. I cannot work anymore because it is after my contract hours. We had PD after school today, so I lost 5 minutes of work time. I did okay today. I tried to work when I could, but I had my coworker come visit me during my prep time, so I was like sorting papers and things during that time, but I was also talking to her. This morning I felt super prepared, like I didn't feel rushed or anything in the morning. I got all of my slides and everything done and printed for tomorrow, and I started working a little bit on Friday's slides because I realized that tomorrow I have an IEP meeting during my prep time. So the only time I will have to prep tomorrow will be my 15 minutes before school, my 30 minutes after school, and then my 30-minute lunchtime. So that's gonna be great. I do not think I'm gonna get my lesson plans done and things ready for next week within my contract time this week, but we will see. I am trying my best. My kids will be taking the iReady assessment tomorrow and possibly Friday, so that is time that I can use to my advantage because the big things that accumulated today are grading. I had nothing to grade yesterday. We didn't have anything they turned in, but today my desk is a literal mess and I'm not letting myself clean it up or organize it any more than I have because that is work, so I'm not supposed to do that. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like. This is my desk right now. It is a mess. I have all of these things that I need to grade and look at, so that's great. It's bothering me that these are here on my little table as well, but I'm not organizing them because that's work. I also have some math that I can pull out that's in that drawer over there, but I'm not gonna pull it out. I gotta do it in the morning. Okay, I'm like taking this challenge very seriously. Also, a weird story, has nothing to do with working my contract hours, but I have a drink mate so I can make my own like seltzer water, and I will make this in the morning and then I will like close it and put it in my lunchbox. And it usually like makes a very loud sound when I open it. You know, when you open like a bottle of soda, it's pretty loud. But today and yesterday I have opened it and it like exploded. Like the cap like flies off and it makes a super loud booming sound. And it freaks me out every time and I don't know why it's happening, and I'm really nervous about opening them now, especially when the kids are around. Like, I don't know how to make that stop. Anyway, I'm gonna go because my contract hours are up and we will see how much I get done tomorrow. I'm a little bit nervous about it, but we will see. Bye. Hello, it is Thursday after school. Today was a rough one, I have to be honest. With me not having my prep time today, I was trying really hard to like use all my moments throughout the day where there was some downtime to like try to get stuff done. But trying to get stuff done, like planning and lesson plans while kids are in the room, even if they are completely silent, like doing their assessment, I don't know, that just like messes with my mind and it's really hard for me to focus. But I tried my best and I got some lesson plans done for next week. My stuff for tomorrow is done, but tomorrow's gonna be weird. I don't have recess duty, so I have 30 minutes in the morning that I will be able to use, and then I have my prep time, but we are having like a school-wide celebration tomorrow, so our specials are moved up and we lose like 5 minutes of that time. So I will have like 35 minutes. So in total, I'll have like an hour during the school day and then the normal 15 minutes at the beginning of the day, 30 minutes at the end of the day. And I definitely do not think that I will have all of my lesson plans done, all of my slides done, all of my math ready and printed, all of my reading stuff ready to go. So it just does not feel realistic to me that that's gonna happen. But who knows, a miracle might. I'm already having a lot of thoughts of things I'm learning through this challenge. I will tell all of my thoughts about the whole thing tomorrow after school. But right now all I have to say is that today was, a little bit overwhelming, and then thinking about tomorrow and knowing I'm probably not gonna get everything done, but I'm gonna try my darndest. It's kind of a bummer, I gotta say. I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is after school on Friday. I did work like 7 or 8 minutes past 3:15 today because I was literally in the middle of entering a grade and it was like something that I've just been putting off for a while, so I'm just like, I just added it. So yes, I did work past my contract hours, but I'm gonna have to do it this weekend anyway because I failed. I did not get everything done for next week by the end of the day today. Today was literally so chaotic. We did like an event this morning with our buddy classroom in 2nd grade, and then we had an event at the end of the day, like a whole school cookie decorating thing. So I didn't have as much time during my prep time today. I tried to get done what I could get done during recess, but it just was not enough. However, I feel really, really good about this week. Challenging myself to do this made me think about how I was using my time and how I was prioritizing the things that I was doing. And so I want to talk about just like some things that I'm taking away from this or things that I learned. One thing this challenge made me look at was every single minute and second that I had during the day. Before this challenge, I wasn't like wasting my time every day, but I also wasn't like hustling to literally use every second. For some reason, this challenge got me all hyped up and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave exactly at 3:15. Like, I'm not gonna work a minute past, and I'm gonna make sure every minute that I have free time, I am like working on something important, which was kind of fun for this challenge this week, but I could see it going forward if I was doing that constantly. Like, I could see myself getting really burnt out doing that. I also think because I'm not used to working that way, my brain was on overdrive all the time. It was constantly trying to prioritize things and figure out how am I going to get this all done. And since I haven't done that before to this capacity, my brain was just like constantly moving, figuring out how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do this? What else do I need to do? Is this important? Is it not? And that could just get really exhausting over time, I could see. It was really nice this week being able to leave at 3:15 and then not worry about work until the next day. Coming in at 7:30 when kids are gonna be here at 7:45, that was pretty overwhelming most days. I am used to coming in early and like having time to get settled, get myself ready and prepared for the day so I feel confident and I don't have like a bunch of thoughts going into my day when the kids get there. So arriving that late I didn't like that. I did not like that because I also couldn't really get anything done. Like I would just get here and then all of a sudden kids would be here, and I didn't like that. Like I said, I did not get everything done for next week. My lesson plans aren't even done. I started working on lesson plans for next week today and yesterday, I think, and I still need to write lesson plans for writing and some reading and some other little things here and there that I just don't have filled in. So I maybe have like half of my lesson plans done for next week. I don't have any slides or things printed. I don't have my math ready and prepared. I still have things to grade, and grades are due in like a couple of weeks. I need to be reading testing next week, and I have nothing for that ready to go. My desk is a mess. I have things piling up over there that just like need to get done, but they weren't as important as getting my lesson plans done and having the things ready for the next day. One thing I noticed this week is that I could never just like settle and relax. I was constantly like, I need to make sure I'm getting things done. And if I found myself spending actual time on anything, even if it was an important thing, I found myself trying to rush or shutting down the ideas that I had in my mind. I used to be able to work and like just try to do a good job on things, which is just how I do most things, is I want to do a good job. So for example, I was trying to figure out what we're going to do to learn about Martin Luther King Jr. That's something I need to do, and I want to do it well, and I want to make it fun for the kids and interesting. But I would start researching and trying to figure out what I was going to do and find different activities. But because that was taking longer, my brain was like shutting it down. And it was like, you can't be spending time on this. You need to rush through this. It felt like a bad thing. And so I couldn't just like relax and enjoy the few things I do enjoy planning. So going forward, I feel like I will try to capture some of the energy that I had from just making this a challenge. Challenges in general just really motivate me and give me a lot of energy. So if I can kind of capture that and bring it forward and use that energy to use all the time during my day that I can and be strategic and creative to get things done, I really want to do that. As long as there aren't any pressing needs, I think I will try to leave at 3:15 every day if I can. That was really nice. And I found that every single day I was prepared and I was ready to go. So there was nothing negative that happened because I left on time every day. I do want to keep trying to figure out systems that will help me work more at work and less at home or less after contract hours. I feel like this week really pushed me to try to start figuring out those processes, but I don't have them down yet, so I want to figure that out. Some things that I don't want to do going forward is I don't want to try to get here at 7:30. If it makes sense with my schedule and that's just the time I end up getting to school, like that's great, but I don't want to force myself to show up at 7:30 when it's actually stressing me out more, not being able to settle in and relax before school. I can see myself trying to get here a little bit earlier than that on purpose because I just feel better when I do that. I also don't want to take the stress of trying to constantly prioritize and not let myself take time on anything. I don't want to take that forward. I want to be okay with the fact that some things take time, and that's normal and that's okay, and I don't want to be stressed out because for some reason I'm spending time on something that needs time to get it done. Unfortunately, something I think that's just gonna have to be reality for me for a while is using weekend time to get my lesson plans done. Like I said, I don't have them done for next week. I tried my best and it didn't happen. So in order for me to get that part of my job done, I will have to work at least a couple of hours on the weekend. I don't want to do that. It's not something that I want to bring forward from this challenge, but it's something that I learned and it's just my reality right now. So I think the compromise can just be that I will start leaving a little bit earlier on weekdays, and then what I don't get done just gets done over the weekend, and I am okay with it for now. Overall, this week was really, really fun. I enjoyed having a challenge that really motivated me, and it made this more of of a game than just trying to work my contract hours. So that was really cool. I would love to hear down in the comments any tips or tricks that you have to work just your contract hours. I know that there are teachers out there who have like amazing systems that help them do that. If you are a new teacher out there or another teacher who also struggles to work just your contract hours, I am here with you. I feel your pain. I feel the struggle, and I am very optimistic that we can figure this out and still do a great job for our students. I am also very happy for this challenge because it got me back into making videos, and we'll see if I want to keep making them. Who knows? But in the meantime, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see more, please subscribe. I would love to have you. But other than that, I will see you next time, I guess. Bye.